Are you ready? Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go now. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go now. Ooh, ready, set, go. Ready, set, go now. Ready, set, go. Ready, set, go now. Ooh, ready, set, go.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us here for the 2024 AAW Draft, brought to you by Fresh Rags. For all your apparel needs, go to freshrags.com. We're really excited to see how things are going to come through and really start seeing what these teams are going to do to improve themselves so that they can compete for the championship. I'm Doug Hopkins, and my legend colleague here, Jason Big Lefty. We've got a few ideas that we want to kind of talk about, but I guess big thing for you is, what do you think these teams are going to be trying to accomplish throughout this draft, and how do you think they're going to position themselves?
Well, you know, one thing I must say is when I had the opportunity to come on and assist with the draft this year, I thought of three main talking points. You know, the Samurai, can they make improvements to win more than 2 games? And Lincoln Jones is talking about winning a title. Would that be a little bit overconfident? Who knows? With the Tsunami, you're a 4 seed. They upset the Swarm, the number 1 seed. They aren't the surprise team anymore. And lastly, the Firestorm. Will Garrett French, with his experience, can he take the unknown players to complement him and Carson Newberry? Will Josiah Moody fall to the Firestorm with the 6th pick? And how will they replace Josiah Moody if he's not available?
So we've had an opportunity with Dr. D to have some pre-draft interviews. Let's take it over to him.
So how do you predict this year being more successful than last year?
We're going to try our best.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and we're going to hit a lot of home runs.
Home runs. Okay, so so you're swinging for the fences every time.
Yes.
Okay. Avoiding the ground ball and everything, trying to get on base, just swing for the fence.
Swing for the fence.
Okay, that's a bold strategy, and we'll see if that pays off for him.
Go big or go home.
Okay. I seen you guys with sword here today too, and everything. So you're trying to intimidate the other players?
Somewhat. Draft picks are going to hold it up, you know. We're also going to hold up the trophy at the end of the year too. So we're going to be the 24 champions. Fully confident in that. Rebuild year. We had a rocky start last year, but I think we'll pull it together this year.
All right. So with that, you know, as a rebuild, you plan on that in the draft?
Yeah. We're definitely rebuilding in the draft this year. Yeah.
So you've scouted all these free agents.
Yep. Watched the games, watched their tapes, and I have a couple guys in mind I'm going to pick tonight.
All right. Well, hopefully the draft will pay off for you, and good luck to the season.
Yep. I want to assume that's
Firestorm. Firestorm had a very good season last year and everything. Are you looking to repeat?
Yeah, we're looking to have the same outcome as last year.
All right. So what do you think about this draft, though? I mean, have you scouted your free agents and to, quote, rebuild this team to its Titanic status?
Yeah, we're trying to have a rebuild and repeat last year, but we have last pick, so I'm not sure who I'm going to pick yet.
Airstrike. Airstrike had a strong season last year. How do you look to, with the draft, continue that and bring it on to this season?
We'll draft great players, and hopefully they can perform good so we can get to the playoffs and hopefully win the championship.
All right. Well, good luck to you, and good luck in the draft.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. D. Great interviews with the captains there. I'm really excited to see how all these captains come into this draft and really start kind of figuring out who they think is going to be the right choice for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, with it being an actual draft this year, you know, last year was just selection Saturday. And so people got randomly selected for this. And this is a true draft. And so I'm really interested to see how these captains step up and, you know, pick the right player for what they need. And some of the incoming 25% of the league is rookies. So it's an exciting draft. Exciting to be part of it.
Yeah, so now let's pass it over to Commissioner John. He's at the podium right now.
So here is how we have decided to do the draft. For everybody who does not know, I have nominated captains for each of the 6 teams. Each of those captains were allowed to keep one person from their current roster under contract. The Samurai, Lincoln Jones, is nominated as captain, has decided to keep Micah Daniels as his one player. The Velocity, Jonathan Moody is nominated as their team captain, and he has decided to keep Cole Peterson. The Airstrike, Hudson Scherf. Hudson has decided to keep Taylor Heiler as his one keeper. Leighton Reeves is the captain of the Swarm, and he has decided to keep Judah Walters. Tsunami is Rudy Isles. Rudy has decided to keep Jax League. And then the Firestorm, Garrett French is the team captain, and he has decided to keep Carson Newberry. 2024 has commenced, and the Samurai are on the clock.
All right, welcome back. So now we're on the
Exciting
clock.
stuff. Exciting
Samurai
stuff.
is getting it started. So just as you're following along, the draft order consists of Samurai, Velocity, Airstrike, Swarm, Tsunami, and Firestorm. We've got an opportunity to speak with our AAW analyst, and we're going to bring him in, Justice Reeves. Justice, hey, we got a question for you. So what do you think the Samurai needs to do, or what do you think they're going to look for this first pick?
I think the Samurai need to have like more skillful players than they did last year because they didn't make it to the finals on the last day. So I don't think that if they had the same players, that would maybe improve, but not enough to go to the finals.
Justice, thank you. Make some really good points. So what do you think about what Justice had to say there?
We go back to the talking point I brought up earlier. They won 2 games. What kind of improvements can we see? Who are they looking to draft? We got a captain. That pick is in.
All right, the Samurai have made their selection. The Samurai have selected Lucas Livesley.
Wow.
Exciting. Wow.
Pick. What do you think about that one?
All I know about the kid is he has wheels. Fastest times home to first all day at the combine. I'm excited to see him play. I expected Moody to go first. I'm shocked.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's throw it down to Dr. D right now.
Lucas, you got selected to the Samurai. How do you feel about that?
I'm excited to play for them. I think we'll have a good year.
What do you think you can add to the team this year?
I think I can add speed and my athleticism.
All right. Well, hopefully you can add something because the Samurai, they needed some help.
Velocity have made their selection. The 2024 AAW draft, the Velocity select Josiah Moody.
Well, there you go, Jason.
There he is.
You thought he might go a little bit early in the draft. There he was.
Postseason MVP last year. Obviously made an impact, a huge impact. I mean, they've got the bats. Now they're bringing in the speed.
That'll be awesome to see how that transitions. So let's go back to Dr. D.
How's it feel not to be on the Firestorm?
Kind of glad I'm with Velocity because with my brother.
All right, some brotherly teamwork, and hopefully that will be the key to Velocity this season. All right, good luck to you this year.
It's definitely going to be an interesting pick. So let's throw it back over to our AAW analyst, Justice Reeves, and get your thoughts.
I'm excited to hear this.
I think it was a good pick and a bad pick at the same time because it was like they might fight over like who bats first and then and then it would be like not good. But at the same time, they're brothers, so they might get along.
The Airstrike have made their selection in the 2024 AAW draft. The Airstrike select Jeb Stagnero.
Interesting pick. How do you feel about that?
Lost a good one with him. He is just Charlie Hustle. He puts the ball in play and can play it on his own. The Airstrike, they killed it with that pick, in my opinion.
Well, and it's something that they obviously needed to do, right? So they're looking to get a little bit further in the championship run. They needed an athletic player like him, and we'll see how that turns out. Let's bring back Justice Reeves, the AAW analyst, for us to get his thoughts. So, Justice, what are your thoughts on this particular pick?
That will make a major impact for Airstrike because they totally got kicked out last year. And it will probably change a lot because if he was on a different team that was way better than him, it would make Airstrike better and that team just go down a little.
Man, Doug, I tell you, having Justice on the team at AAW is huge. He's got such a great way of taking things like analytics and simplifying them so much for people who are just fans who want to know what's going on. He did just a great job. It's great to have him on board.
Yeah, he really makes it really understand the dynamics of how a player can change the outlook of a team just based on the picks and the athleticism and the individuals.
And using his hands, airstrike. I mean, he's flying a plane. That's phenomenal.
Yes.
What a great job. Absolutely.
So now we've got Swarm on the clock. Looks like the team is deliberating here and looking to plan their next pick. Looks like we have
smiling. There's no use arguing over spilled drink, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
Hello?
Hello. Guess who you just got drafted by? Me.
In the 2024 AAW draft, the Swarm have selected Patrick Shear, who is accepted apparently on the phone.
Another interesting pick. I mean, we've got a second rookie chosen here out of the first 4 picks. So what are your thoughts on this one?
I wish I could say I was surprised. Patrick is a heck of a baseball player. He's a heck of an athlete. Good friend of Leighton's. I kind of saw it coming. But to see another rookie, like that is just, wow, man. It makes me excited for the season because clearly these captains know some things that we haven't seen in analytics yet. And, that's their job.
Yeah, very interesting pick, I think. And it'll be interesting if Swarm can leverage that pick to get back to being a number 1 seed going into the championship.
And picking up such a great athlete when, you've got a pitcher who won the Sentinel Award, Leighton Reeves, who had a great season as well. And so they're really building off of a strong season.
Yeah, very interesting. So let's throw it back down to Dr. D.
So the Swarm has just made their first draft pick here, and they actually did it via phone. So if you can let us in on who you did draft.
I chose Patrick Shear.
Patrick Shear, and why did you pick Patrick Shear?
Well, he has a lot of experience, and I believe that he can be a big asset to this team.
All right, so hopefully that can happen for you this year, and hopefully he'll actually, be here like he's not right now and everything, because that'll be a key to a victory.
He'll show up.
All right.
So, Jason, that's the second time it's been mentioned about his presence at this draft.
Yeah. Taking it from a very neutral standpoint right now, there's 2 things I take from that interview right there. One, Dr. D.
Wait. What? We got a clip from the commissioner. Let's go down to that right now.
Ooh.
Said he'll show up. I hope so. That'd be problematic if he doesn't show up.
Whew, I'm almost speechless just to see the commissioner.
You can't take away from the kid's talent, his athleticism, but again, if you're not available and you're not contributing, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a challenge.
Absolutely. And what do they do?
How does Swarm get around it?
What do they do
if he's not available?
Yep. What do they do? He's got faith in his friend, and he's a very talented player, but hopefully this doesn't burn him.
Yeah, no kidding. So let's throw it back down to the commissioner.
The Tsunami have made their selection for the 2024 AAW draft, and they have selected Will Cameron.
Wow.
Interesting pick, another rookie. So this is really exciting for everybody that's following along. We have our 3rd rookie picked out of the first 5 draft picks.
That's incredible.
Which is
absolutely
really
incredible.
Interesting.
And somebody must have slipped him some information because he came wearing the colors.
Yes, he did. He was prepared. Absolutely. He was confident in the position he was going, and obviously he got what he wanted.
Absolutely. And, the Tsunami, they stepped up and beat the number 1 seed last year. He's coming into a strong team. So good for him.
So let's bring in Justice again, our AAW analyst. Justice, what are your thoughts on this particular pick?
Tsunami is a good team. I mean, they were doing really well last year. Them drafting Will Cameron was a good pick because I know his mom. I don't think I know him, but I know his mom. Even though his mom is more into music, I know he's more into baseball and wiffle ball.
Will, you got selected to the Tsunami. Is that correct?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
You know, I really think that team fits my game well, and I'm excited for the season. I really think that we got a good squad, and I'm excited to see who our last pick will be.
And what do you think you can add to the team?
Personally, I think I can be a really good on-baseman and a good pitcher, but, you know, whatever our team decides to do.
All right, team player, that's what they need. All right, good luck to you this season.
Another rookie in the first round.
He's got that length, he's got that height that he can bring that ball in, and it's essential. It really is.
So let's head back on down to the commissioner for the next pick.
The 2024 AAW Draft, the Firestorm select Bear Thompson.
So what we know about him is he's defensively pretty strong. But going to the Firestorm, who was an offensive juggernaut last year, looking to pick up a little bit of defense. What are your thoughts?
Kid's an absolute stud in the field. He's got wheels. He sees the ball really well. He's got a good arm. And I think it's a great pick. Absolutely great pick.
Do you feel like that offensively hurts the Firestorm in any way?
The kid's got a decent bat. As long as he can put the ball in play and keep the runners moving and get on base, he does have speed. So, I think it's a great pick for them. I think the Swarm definitely is going to miss him this year.
And this is the Bear. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right. How'd you get the name Bear?
Well, I've just had it since I was 1 or 2.
Since you were a little cub?
Yeah,
Since
since I was a cub.
All right. So what do you think the Bear can add to the Firestorm this year?
Whatever the team needs me to do, I'm kind of just mid at everything, so.
All around.
I guess. Yeah.
All right.
Jason, interesting first round for us that we saw this go around,
Absolutely.
right?
I mean,
you had 3 rookies coming into this in the first round. What are your thoughts on the round? How do you think the teams position themselves for the 2024 season based on their first round pick?
I think the teams approached this year in their draft, I think they approached it like a draft. They looked at the analytics, they looked at film. I'm really excited to see what the second round brings and see how they kind of finalize their rosters up.
Who do you think was the winner out of the first round in terms of the picks in your mind?
Man, I've said it before. I think Josiah Moody was the pick of the first round.
So let's throw it back to the commissioner for round 2.
Samurai have made their last pick. The Samurai select Luke Stevenson.
Very interesting pick again. I like Luke's name.
Sir.
It sounds like a good ball player's name. So what are your thoughts on Luke?
Coming with wheels. Lucas has wheels and Luke's got wheels. It's like part of the name this year. This kid had the second fastest home to first and home to home at the scouting combine. He's clearly got some size. It's going to be really exciting to see him play.
So let's throw it back down to Dr. D and see what he got out of Luke.
How do you feel about being selected to the Samurai?
Pretty confident.
Pretty
Especially with first round pick. They had a first round pick and probably a high second round pick, so yeah.
All right. What exactly do you think you can add to the Samurai this year? I mean, they struggled, throughout the season last year. What do you think you can contribute?
I think a lot of speed and batting. I think we have a lot of fast players, especially the first round pick, have one of the highest speed stats of all of the whole combine. So I think definitely like speed and definitely like speed of play too. So.
All right, good. All right, well, good luck to you this year.
Okay, the Velocity have made their selection. For their 2024 last pick, they have selected Kyle Caldwell.
So we broke the string of rookies here and brought back a veteran, a one-season veteran. Kyle Caldwell, what are your thoughts on Kyle?
Struggled at the plate. Had one game hitting 500. I tell you, it's there. He's got great defensive awareness. We just need that to translate at the plate and see the ball, make good hits, put it in play. Use the opposite field to your advantage if you're struggling at the plate.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how he advances this team forward. So let's throw it back down to Dr. D.
Kyle, how do you feel about going to this team?
Cole's on there, so it'll be fine.
All right. So do you think you and Cole can work well together then?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, man, a few words, but let's see if he has a lot of action on the field there and helps Velocity out. Good luck to you this season.
They've got a strong staff. So how do you think they'll use Kyle?
Well, Justice in the analytical department sent us a note. Velocity carries 3 of the top pitchers in the league. So they've got bats, they've got pitching. I think Velocity is going to be the team to watch this year. I really do.
It'll be a really interesting team, and you were excited about their first-round pick. So,
Absolutely.
So let's throw it back down to Dr. D real quick. He's got an interview with the commissioner's assistant.
You're pretty close to this game. Do you think all the picks are pretty well on target?
Yes.
Yes. All right. So who do you think is going to win this season?
Swarm.
The Swarm. And that wouldn't be like bias because, you have somebody on the team.
Yes.
Oh, it is. Okay. So, at least you're up front with it and everything, and that's good and stuff. So, but keep your convictions and stay strong, okay?
So Lucas was pretty interested in the Swarm.
Yeah.
And if I recall, he probably was again last year, confident that the Swarm would take it. He obviously has a little bias in him in terms of what he's thinking there. What are your thoughts?
He brought up some great points, and that is, yes, I am a Swarm fan. At the end of the day, he might be the commissioner's assistant, but he's also a fan of the league. And so, good for him for picking his home team for himself,
Pretty exciting. All right, let's bring it back down to the commissioner right now.
You don't look at it. Keep the integrity.
Okay. Airstrike have made their selection. With their 2024 AAW pick, they select Joel Newberry.
Jason, again, another rookie brought into the field.
Congrats,
One of the
bud.
things that I see is this particular ball player has a Yogi Berra-like stature.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And Yogi, he was a good ball player. Do you think Joel will bring the same kind of capability to this game that the Airstrike's going to require?
Well, I'm excited to see him play. He does have baseball experience, and he's a young player with lots of youth and energy. As you saw, the captain's smiling ear to ear when he made that pick. So obviously he's excited. The team's excited. I'm excited. And maybe just like Yogi, he's sitting at the Legends table with us one day.
That would be great to see, wouldn't it? So let's take it back down to Dr. D and get his interview with young Joel.
All right, so do you think you can add a lot to Airstrike in their command on the field?
Of course.
Okay, what do you think? What do you have to offer?
Contact and really good defense.
Those are 2 important things. All right, so good luck to you this year, okay? All right.
So Jason, Joel seemed pretty confident in his abilities for what he's going to bring to Airstrike. Contact and defense.
Confidence. That's most of the game.
Again, another rookie, exciting for this draft. It'll be a really, really interesting and fun experience as we go throughout the season.
Absolutely.
So let's take it back to the commissioner for the next pick.
All right, the Swarm have made their selection for their 2024 last pick. They select Casey Cook. Congratulations, bud.
Jason, our 6th rookie picked in the first 2 rounds here. Exciting, exciting, exciting. But let's bring in our AAW analyst right now, Justice Reeves, to get his thoughts.
As a rookie, if I was him, if I was him, I think I would try my best if I was not that good at the game to make a major impact, to make my skill even better.
So, Jason, what are your thoughts on that?
So I'll tell you, one thing Justice does is spit facts. And I'll tell you, just listening to this, it really made me think. And I do know a little bit about Kaysen, and I know that this kid works so hard off the field. So I'm really excited to see him play there. But Justice brings up some very, very good points, very valid points there with just need to come in and work hard and always try your best. Here you are, the Swarm. You've drafted in your first round with somebody that is being questioned. It's being questioned by the commissioner, as we saw, which was mind blowing. I just couldn't believe it.
Absolutely.
But and now you take a rookie it does make me kind of ponder a little bit, on how that's going to play out for them this season.
So now let's take it back down to Dr. D, who has an interview with Kaysen.
All right, I'm here with Kaysen Cook, the Swarm's last draft pick, and I'm very happy to see this young man here. I've known him quite a long time, and how you feel about being a part of AAW?
Good.
Good. All right, so what do you think you can offer to the Swarm here this season?
Some good in fielding and hitting.
Fielding and hitting? All right, so I look forward to see what you can do on the field and contribute to the Swarm this year, all right? Good luck to you.
Going back to what I said about the Swarm, you got 2 players left in the draft. You got Thompson, you got Pierce. One's a strong hitter, one's a strong pitcher. I think they could have went a different direction outside of a rookie, considering one of their draft picks is such a big question mark.
Let's take it back down to the commissioner.
All right, the Tsunami have made their last pick of the 2024 AAW draft, and that is Sam Thompson.
My thoughts here is maybe that's a money ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid, he was
match.
second in the league in walks, high OBP.
And it's blue, and that's your color,
he was just
right?
under 500.
There.
Just going off memory. I think that's what they need. They need somebody that can, they clearly have drafted wheels. They got somebody else who's got a good eye on the ball, wants his perfect pitch before he swings. It's a good pick.
Let's take it down to Dr. D, who has an interview with him now.
Who did you get drafted to?
Tsunami, I think.
Yeah, not even sure. I mean, he'll play for anybody, basically. That's what he's saying. He doesn't care. He doesn't care what the team is and everything. He'll play and everything. So what do you think this season you can add to them, though?
Value.
Value. What is your value? I mean, are we talking like U.S. currency, or are we talking
Productive things.
productive things? All right. So we look forward to seeing the productive things that you do there on the field for this season of AAW. All right. So good luck to you.
So Jason, Sam Thompson, he's got a year under his belt. You know that that experience potentially can help. It'll be interesting if he can bring his batting average up. But if he does, that could be a really good pick for them coming down the road, saying, hey, it's already somebody that's got patience at the plate that can get on base. Now they can start driving in some runs.
And there's a lot of nerves in that first season. He was a rookie just like everybody else. There's cameras on you. Cameras not only add an extra 50 pounds, but they add a little bit of 50 pounds of nerves. So, so it's really hard to say. I'm excited to see it.
So good luck to Tsunami. Let's take it back down to Commissioner Reeves for the final pick of the draft.
Okay. I'm going to guess. What?
Hey, camera, you need to get the drawing on there.
I don't know that you do. I really don't even know what that's a drawing of.
That is literally a dead-on drawing. That's literally true.
So messed up. I don't even know. All right, the Firestorm have drew their last pick. It doesn't look like you at all.
It's not flattering, whatever.
The Firestorm select Tristan Pierce.
So Tristan Pierce, our last player drafted here in the draft, 2024 here at AAW. This is going to be, again, another interesting pick for the Firestorm, and see if it rounds out their team.
It's no secret. They're sluggers. And Tristan is a more balanced player with a good arm, and they needed that. They needed that pick.
All right, so now I'm here with the last pick, the very last pick of the 2024 AAW draft. And who am I here with?
Tristan Pierce.
Tristan Pierce. Tristan, typically the very last pick of a draft gets a title of Mr. Irrelevant. Do you think you are going to live up to that title?
Oh, no, not at all. I think they accidentally put my pick in last when they meant to put it in first, because I know they get confused sometimes, but I'm gonna show them who's irrelevant.
That's right. All right. So you think it was like a reverse alphabetical order type of thing that they went through. All right. So what you get to do is you get to prove them wrong, prove them that you needed to be number one and everything, and you have a good season.
I felt he had the most confidence out of any of the ball players. What do you
Absolutely. I love some confidence, and to be picked last and still carry yourself that way is very commendable. I think if he's put into a position where he's got some good backing behind him, I mean, Garrett French and Carson Newberry aren't small boys. They can cover some turf. You know, he'll be able to put it in play and maybe even have a lower ERA this year. But he's got something to prove, and I think he's going to do it.
So let's bring in our analyst, Justice Reeves. Justice, so what are your thoughts on the final two teams making it to the championship in 2024?
The Swarm and the Firestorm, because they are both very good teams that I feel like are getting balanced up with their picks to win.
And out of those two teams, who do you think will win the championship?
Definitely Swarm.
What are your thoughts about the Swarm and whether or not Patrick will be available for his team this season?
It will be Lathan Reeves will probably take over and demolish the other team, Firestorm.
Jason, so interesting thoughts from our analyst Justice here. So his comments were very, very focused on Layton Reeves' ability to take over a game, but not only a game, a season. What are your thoughts on that?
You know, somebody's so wise in analytics and they just see numbers and see numbers and see numbers. You know, he's going to go with what needs to happen. And that's if Patrick does not show. Layton has to step up. He has to be the captain. He's got to run that and really showcase his talent to make up for that loss, because that is a huge hit. Not to mention, will the league and will his team begin to question his leadership?
Very, very interesting thoughts, and very interesting to see how Swarm is going to handle this season, depending on, it sounds like a lot like whether Patrick shows up or not. So it'll be really, really interesting. One team that we haven't really talked a whole lot about, I don't feel, is Samurai. We talked a little bit about their speed that they've brought on. So what are your thoughts on that team and how they handled themselves in the draft?
They saw what they really wanted to focus on, and they attacked it. They needed legs. They needed people to cover the field. They knew that if they got people on base, that legs are going to score, and all they really needed to focus on was putting the ball in play.
There's a lot about having the other teams make the errors for you, right?
Absolutely.
If you're able to put the ball in play and they're throwing the ball around, you know you're going to have an opportunity to score more runs.
Now let's go back to something I've been talking about the whole draft. It's velocity. They've got three of the strongest arms in the league. What do you think that's going to do for them this year?
Oh my gosh. So I'm excited to see what velocity brings to the table. But, you know, because we knew the top three really strong arms in that rotation, how will they use Kyle Caldwell to round out the team? Do they see him as an opportunity to give the arms a little bit of a rest, maybe a different look, or do they really leverage him more as a hitting phenom within their team? And it's a matter of how that comes together and how Kyle really rounds out the team. But they definitely look really good on paper coming into the draft.
It is wild. You know, you got the velocity who are strong on the mound, and you've got the Firestorm who's strong at the plate. And a lot of the other teams are just really well balanced. And I'm interested to see how that all pans out this season.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. This has been an exciting draft. We've got another interview with Dr. D down here with Mr. Moody. Why don't we take it away, Dr. D?
All right, I'm here with Jonathan Moody at the end of our draft for 2024 for AAW. How do you feel about the conclusion and the adds to your team?
Oh, I love it. A lot better than last year. We got better pitchers, better batters. I feel like we can go all the way this year.
All right. So, I mean, do you think you filled in the gaps and everything that you had on the field last year?
Yeah, I do feel like we filled in the gaps.
Okay. Well, good luck to you this year, and let's see if those gaps get filled.
Thank you.
All right.
So exciting 2024 draft. We're appreciative for everybody joining us. For Dr. D, Justice Reeves, my legend colleague, Jason Michaels, and myself, Doug Hopkins, thank you for joining us this season, and we look forward to seeing you at opening day.